Now, a lot of times people have been working on bends and on riffs and on blues harp techniques, but they're just working on the techniques and they're not making music with them yet. And so that's what this lesson is devoted to, is how you take generic riffs and techniques like bends and when you practice making them musical. And so the way I want to get into this is remembering the song Amazing Grace. And I've got my C harmonica here. So if you remember, it's Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, that guy. So let's say we just go to the 2-draw, because that's one of our first challenges of being able to play it well. And what we're going to do is play the cadence of the melody just on the 2-draw. So you see already I've got something that with a feeling with the cadence, because I'm remembering the song and then clicking in my throat on the 2-draw in a smooth way. And this is just something that you can practice on doing, because it's certainly a fundamental that is you can practice being musical with. Now, the two big notes in your scale, the two biggest, most important, most useful in most cases, are the first note, of course, and on your C harp playing, that would be your 2-draw playing cross harp. And the second most important is the 5th note of the scale, and that's at 4-draw. So we're going to go back and forth between 2-draw and 4-draw as we tap out Amazing Grace. And here's what I have in mind right here. Okay, now your ears should tell you as you're following it that there's some points of the song, like the beginning, well, like the ending, where you want to be on that 2-draw. And there's another point in the song where you want to be on the 4-draw. And your ear will tell you. Your ear will make you go there. And that's a good exercise for you. And again, it's musical. Now let's just try it with chords, make it easier yet. Holds 1, 2, 3, 4 draw with a very light touch and your mouth open. And then if you go up just one hole, you've got a couple of notes being represented that work out. And if you go up around the 4 hole with a chord, big mouth, big wide mouth to play 4 holes at one time, you have the 5th note of the scale and an expression of it, the 5 chord. So let me show you an idea of what I mean. And again, we're just trying to be musical. That's all, using the music memory of Amazing Grace. Okay, so now let's go back and we'll use the single note again, 2 draw and 4 draw, and we'll throw in the chord. Use the chord once in a while. So yeah, don't be afraid to explore and go around the harmonica, just using chords and combining them with single notes. Now, in my books and in all my teachings, I teach a few riffs, and let's work on some riffs between holes 2 and 4. And so we'll do the up riff, which would be 2 draw, 3 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw. Now 4 draw, as I said, is the 5th note of the scale, and that's what we're using. So the purpose of this whole riff is to get to the 4 draw and to say something on the 4 draw. Now, we're on the 4 draw, and let's head back to 2 draw with 4 draw, 4 blow. So here's 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 draw. So put together, the up and down riff would go like this. Okay, and you can also use what I call the 4 draw surprise. It starts on the 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 draw, back to the 4 draw. Okay, so let's put it all to the feeling and the timing of Amazing Grace going between holes 2 and holes 4. Okay, now let's say that you have learned to bend the 2 draw. So let's work out of that. We'll bend and unbend the 2 draw to the feeling and cadence of Amazing Grace. Okay, and let's say you've learned to bend the 4 draw. Okay, now let's work in, we've done it with chords, let's work in some tongue blocking octaves. And so we'll just start off just going from the chord at 1, 2, 3, 4 draw, taking the tongue and just putting it on the harmonica to cover up holes 2 and 3. Okay, so it's the embouchure, and it's just kind of like you open mouth with your tongue in the middle of it. And you can move up, you can move that embouchure just by moving the harmonica, and the harp can kind of feel its way along there, kind of like a worm over the whole over the holes of the harmonica. So anyway, Amazing Grace. Oh, and I articulate it going with a ga or a ka in my throat. So. So now my practice is a lot more soulful, and it's to music. I'm going to go again and start with just single notes, with starting on the 2 draw. Okay, let's let that plane go by. Okay, now another song that comes to mind that might really work well with this is She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain When She Comes. I think she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. I like this. She'll be coming around the mountain, she'll be coming around. Okay, so we take the timing of it and we put it on the 2-draw and the 4-draw. We'll skip a step. So we'll go on. Now you might be saying, how do I articulate? How do I break it up? And you can use your throat, which is what I recommend because it gives you that wah, if you like that. But you can also use your ta-ta, which is the tip of your tongue going up here, ridge behind your teeth, and go back and forth. You could use your hands if you wanted. Okay, so the thing is to get into the music of the phrase. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. So I took the pitch out of it, which is what we're doing. 2-draw. 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to use the 2-draw and the 4-draw. Okay, now I'm going to see if now I'm going to see if I can put some riffs in it, and I'll put in the same riffs, the riffs between hole 2 draw, which you can also use 3 blow 4 and 4 draw, and like 4 draw surprise in some way, the up riff from 3 blow on up and back down. Okay. Okay, now let's just do it on the chord of 1, 2, 3, 4 draw and moving it around a little bit. So there's another song that it can be fun and productive for you to do this with. Okay, you can really throw yourself into it. Now we're leaving 4-chord progression in order to do this. But remember, the goal is to connect to your musicality, not so much to make great technical accomplishments. The goal is to stop practicing the up and down riff like this. Instead, start playing where you're feeling a song. And so your protocol should be, I'm going to feel the song, you know, and then just beat it out somehow. Beat it out with your hand, or humming it. Now, why don't we take a bluesy song like Mojo Working? I've got my mojo working, but it sure won't work on you. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the timing of that, play it on the 2-draw. And there's a silence in there too. If you listen to the song, you'll remember that, or just if you sing it. I got my... Okay, so I'm not even having to worry about moving and hitting the right hole or sound okay. I'm just playing it from my throat, articulating with a... And because I get different tones and feelings, maybe going from a ta to a ka. That's a ta-ta, and ta means flicking the tip of your tongue right up here behind your teeth. That's one way to articulate. And another is from your throat with a ka. And so a combination of that with my throat and my mouth being like the drum. Okay, so I've got the timing going, and I've got the spaces and the breathing, and the song has given me the form. The song has given me a kind of a 12-bar format, because it's a 12-bar blues. I think it is anyway. Okay. So now let's change notes. We'll go back and forth between the 2 and the 4. Okay, so you can see we've really got the start of something happening. So now let's take our riffs, the up riff, the down riff, and the 4-draw surprise, and see if we can fit them in. I haven't rehearsed this, so hopefully I won't screw up too badly. Okay. So again, the point is just to conjure up the song so that you're playing it in your body, and then go to a technical level that you can achieve without having to struggle. And that would be, hopefully, would be a good clear single note on the 2-draw, either tongue block or puckered, and back in here and articulating from the throat. So get into the feeling of doing this. So if you have to break it down, take a song like Mojo and just play it with your breath and your throat, no harmonica. And also get into setting the rhythm the way I do. You know, this. It can be inside. A lot of people don't demonstrate it. That's the way I am. So I got my breath going and going in and out, because that's what harp playing is. How about "Oh, When the Saints Go Marching In"? Now let's try the feeling of wade in the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, child, wade in the water. Lord gonna trouble water for you. Something like that. Okay, now. Now, 95% of all songs start on the 1 draw, or the 2 draw, or the 3 draw, or the 4 draw. But we're limiting ourselves to the 2 and the 4 and this up and down riff, at least for the time being, so you get good at one thing. But your ear will be telling you to make changes, and that's what you want. You want to hear the contrast between these notes that you're playing, and they'll always work in a jam, the 2 draw and the 4 draw, and where the melody is. And if you feel these urges, just go exploring. Then you'll have all your senses working in the right way. So much of this is about turning on your ear and turning on your rhythm machine. Oops, I'm not wearing my hat. So let's do this very soulful song, Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. And it goes, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long, long way from my home. So we'll start off on the 4 draw, and I'll see what happens. Well, now how about the rhythm and groove of Chuck Berry in Memphis? What kind of went like this. Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find the party trying to get in touch with me. She could not leave her number, but I know who placed the call, 'cause my uncle took the message and he wrote it on the wall. Boop, boop, boom, boop, 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 boop. Okay, so let's just see if we can find that on the 2-draw. Okay, that was pretty good. Let's start on the 4-draw this time and do some riffs down to the 2-draw. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm going to try doing the whole song. If you want to get tabbed to that song, make sure you sign up for my newsletter right away, because I'm going to put the newsletter. Go to gindick.com. Now, one thing I want to point out is about the relationship between the 2-draw and the 4-draw. The first note of the scale and the 5th note of the scale. Now, the first note of the scale, in this case, the 2-draw, the G note on the C harp, is home bass. It resolves tension, at least in the 1 chord, the fundamental learning platform I want you to get on here. And the 4-draw creates tension. The 5th scale degree creates tension because it's not home bass. So tension and release of tension is a big part of what music is. So when we do a riff, like the up riff, going from the 2-draw to the 4-draw, well, 4-draw is our target. And staying there and playing it rhythmically creates a sense of tension. Now, when we go back to home bass, to the 2-draw, if we go, well, we're blowing our chance at tension. What we want to do is create and release tension, because that's what talks to the heart. Okay, so here we go. I'll do the riff, and pausing here creates tension. Stopping on the 3-draw, slightly bent. And then the resolution at the right time creates an emotion. So when you're playing these riffs, the up and the down riff, create tension, create it, and then resolve it with great attention to that detail that makes the resolution, the timing, the feeling, the perfect moment right there. Now we can use exactly the same technique playing with the guitar. What we're going to do is play percussively, trying to find some kind of phrasing that works with the rhythm and the timing of what the guitar is laying down. So let's say here's a guitar. I'm just going back and forth here between a couple of chords, playing the key of G for my C harp. So it's a good idea to get a sense of the rhythm, figure out where the one beat of every measure is, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that just helps you organize, know where that one is, right there. That's what chords you're usually going to change. And it's a good place for you to put your emphasis in your harmonica music. So what we're going to do now is start off on the 2 draw. Now we have the feeling of it. Oh, I want to do a little bit more with the bends in them. I forgot about the bends. All right. Okay, so all we're doing is just working between holes 2 draw and 4 draw. And if you don't want to use the 2 draw because you're so much of a beginner, well, you should start practicing with it. But just to get your musicality and your tone, doing the simple things, stay between holes 2 and 4 and work the riffs. Now, at the same time, you should be muscle memorying other licks. A lick that starts from the 1 draw. I call that the good morning riff. 1 draw, 2 blow, 2 draw, 4 draw, the 6 blow down. Now, 6 blow is the same note as 2 draw and 3 blow. It's the number 1 note. So what we're doing is a scale that goes 6 blow, 5 draw to 4 draw. There's no 5 blow in this particular scale, although you'll hear places in the music where you want to put that 5 blow in, and you should do it. You should experiment and let your ear work you, but also muscle memory this riff. 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 draw, slightly bend it, 2 draw. So, 4 riffs to get started with and to know really well. The up riff, actually more than 4 because it can all be varied, but the up riff, the down riff, and that's staying within 2 draw and 4 draw and the notes in between. All right, and 6 blow down. And the good morning riff. Okay, so now I'm going to end what we're doing with just another jam. To draw. Come on. Okay, so that's the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's given you a whole lot to work on. and to play with to develop your own musicality and your sense of rhythm. It's not so much about changing notes as it is in terms of phrasing over a groove in an effective, energetic way, and then hitting the right notes and playing chordally. Well, I actually think that comes a little later. If you don't have the ability to rhythmically phrase in an intuitive sort of way, because you worked on it, then it's going to be very hard to fit more theoretical types of thinking into your playing, especially when you're on stage.